Welcome to Dusty Futon's Remix episode number 3. In this episode, we're going to talk about Season 1, Episode 7, 8, and 9. I'm Big John, the host of the Dusty Futon, and I'm going to be your guide to this journey of fonder days of yore. So first, Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you enjoyed it safely. We got a lot planned for the Dusty Futon. It's going to be very exciting. April 4th is when Season 6 will launch, and there will be some exciting news bouncing back and forth between different cities, having different co-hosts, different styles. It's going to be a lot of fun, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, or wherever you get your podcast. And now we are on YouTube. Go to dustyfuton.com. Check us out on Facebook or Twitter or even Instagram to find out where you can find these videos on YouTube, or just search YouTube Dusty Futon and you will find them. Dusty Futon Remix, BigJohnEntertainment.com. So like I said, we got a lot going on, but let's move on to episode 7. Now, we were trying to find musicians, but we had trouble getting people to actually return our phone calls. So we wanted to talk about music regardless. So we decided to talk about the future of music and musicians. And maybe, I'm not sure yet, I haven't listened to this episode in quite a while, but maybe we'll also find out what happened at the end of episode 6 and why it cut off so abruptly. Without further ado, here is episode 7 of season 1 of the Dusty Futon.
Well, it's dirty and it's brown, it's a little undown, like I just got it out of been lost and found. Trying to test it, germ infested, stained by food, partially digested. Nobody can say what you find between the dirty couch cushions that have never been cleaned, missing keys or American cheese, trapped to sit where the kiss will conceive. Pleasure to meet ya, we're happy to see ya in the Dusty Futon.
I am the first albino Mexican. Maybe not the first.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Are you really Mexican?
No.
Because that wouldn't surprise me either, because you do work pretty hard.
Yes, I do. I am a hard worker.
You have a very good work ethic.
And there is a
rationally.
Possibility I could have some Mexican in me.
Well, that's only because you're finally going to give it up to Jose at work.
Jose. And
I want some Mexican inside me. Give me your bean burrito.
Extra sour cream, please.
Give me, yes.
No
guacamole.
My father never met the dad on his side, his biological father. So I have no idea where a whole quarter of my family tree comes from.
You should do like a genealogy thing, the DNA testing and stuff.
Yeah, they have those.
It's only $100.
You can get the real legit ones are about $200. I researched it online because I thought about doing it to find out. Because I've had 2 people from Europe come up to me and they didn't know each other, and this is on completely separate occasions. And they looked at me and they said, "Are you Russian?" And I said, "No, I'm not Russian. I'm mostly Irish. French, Welsh, German, things like that."
2 people.
Yeah.
Out of all the Europeans you may have run across, 2 people called you Russian, so now you think there's a possibility you're Russian.
There is a possibility, only because there's a complete mystery in my family tree.
Gotcha.
Just a quarter of it. So there's a possibility I may be biologically communist.
No, I don't think biological communism really
Does
happens.
that work?
No. I don't. I think that's a fallacy.
Okay.
So you were telling me off mic before we started recording that you just recently went to like this huge concert to kick off the summer.
Yeah, there was a big concert that was held here in San Diego, and
it made you realize something?
Well, yeah, it really kind of made me think about just the direction that music is heading. I mean, when I think about the music I grew up with as a child and through grade school, it was very rock oriented.
Yeah. You got, and it all stemmed from rock. Everything had rock in it in the 90s.
Absolutely, yeah. So, and I thought it was going to be there to stay because it seems like it split into 2 different groups, and there was the rap and there was the rock, and you were either one of the 2. But it seems to be that both have fizzled out, and now it's turning into this electronic music.
Now you're talking top 40 mainstream type music.
Yes, yeah. All the stuff that you hear on the top 40 stations today, that's basically what music is now. And it actually has to, like you said, it has to do with rock and things in the past, because they're sampling everything from back in the day, or they're using the same hook lines or the same songs. Like Sam Smith getting sued by Tom Petty for use of his.
There's actually just today I saw a story that "Sweet Child of Mine," the song that everybody knows and loves, is a ripoff of another song from an Australian rock band from 6 years prior.
Really?
Yes. However, the original band member from that original band has actually come and said, "Hey, I'm cool. Let him coexist. I'm cool." He's not suing. He doesn't want any money. That song, he could be pulling millions. But he's not.
What an idiot.
No. That's the type of musician we need in this world that says, "Hey, cool, man, you happen to come up with a song that sounded almost exactly like mine. More power to you. You made more money than you put better lyrics to it than I did."
So it wasn't the same song. But it was very similar.
It had the exact. It was the same thing with the Tom Petty thing. It had a very similar chord progression. Everything, it followed the same pattern musically.
Wow.
Both of them, they changed chords at the same time. All of that. So it's almost exact. So, but the thing, I actually been having a conversation with people about this.
Okay.
And I know this is a little bit of a tangent, but shit, I completely forgot where I was going with that.
Oh, okay. So,
but okay, so wow, my short-term memory just went to shit.
Oh man. Oh, you're fired.
Yeah, I know.
How do you like it?
I'm fired. I'm the one that started the tangent, and I can't even remember what the hell my tangent was.
I can't stay mad at you. You're hired again.
Oh, well, thank you so much, even with my raised letter.
In fact, I'm promoting you to co-host.
Oh, co-host.
Yes, yes, all right. So you're back where you started.
What? Okay. Cool.
So anyway, I went to this concert, and what really surprised me was that the headliner was a DJ.
A DJ.
A DJ.
Okay,
he didn't sing. He didn't dance. He didn't do a damn thing that all the other artists did except sit behind his computer and spin the record. Occasionally, he got on the mic and went, "San Diego, what's up?"
Okay,
stuff like
so
that.
yeah, but did he was it all samples, or is it electronic music that he created himself, like beats or whatnot? What do you mean by DJ? Like, what is?
Well,
explain it.
he used other people's songs, popular songs that are in the top 40. However, he alters them in ways that would make him his own. So it's not really his property, but he's twisting it in a way to make it original, I guess.
Okay, so basically he's jazzing it up, and
Yes.
he's adding bass beats, he's adding rhythm.
Exactly.
He's
He's peppering
slowing it
the
down.
steak.
Yeah, he's peppering the steak.
He's peppering the steak.
But he's doing it in a flashy way, right?
Yes.
So that's EDM. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Are you're not happy with the direction? You're not happy with EDM, or is it like the loss of rock?
Here's my beef. I understand rock is kind of gone for the time being. It will come back. But I am still a musician, a rock musician, and I put a lot of work into creating music and a lot of thought process. And it just seems to me that it's kind of unfair that DJs are getting a lot of the recognition and more money than musicians. And these DJs who are using music that has already been written by somebody else is programmed into a computer, and all they have to do is listen to it, make it a little heavier, and throw a couple of things on top of it, and they get paid a ton of money.
No, I have to stop you right there.
Okay.
And the reason I have to stop you is because very few DJs, compared to the ones that are actually out there trying to be good DJs, very few of them are getting paid the big bucks. That's like saying, oh my God, look at all those musicians out there that are making millions of dollars. Exactly. See, that's my point. There are a few that make millions of dollars. Same thing with DJs. So, but the ones that are making the money, they put more work and sometimes into making your song better than you put into writing the song and performing it. Then they also do their flair and all their other stuff. So in their own right, they're great performance artists.
Okay, I can agree with you a little bit there. And I have seen some DJs that really do put forth the extra effort to be good at what they do. In fact, one of the DJs I'm thinking of is actually in a heavy metal band.
Right.
If you've ever seen Slipknot, you've noticed that up in the corner there is this guy who does the turntables and the sound mixing, and when he's not doing that, he is the biggest showman I've seen on a stage. I mean, at least one of the biggest. So he's kind of like a hype man and almost like a background dancer, if you will. If you can dance to heavy metal, I guess that would be the dance. But I do have some respect for him.
And that's what these professional DJs do. But I don't think they're musicians.
Yes, and I agree with you. I don't think they're musicians. I think they are creative in certain things that they do. You know, it's almost like saying, you know, musicians paint pictures, DJs make collages.
But let's be clear, DJs generally are not musicians.
Yes. Now I do have to, I guess, correct myself. There are some, I would consider them DJs out there that do make music.
So you're saying DJs are musicians if they write their own music to overlap with other music. So if you want to yell at Tyler for just admitting that DJs are in the classification of musicians, you can email him at tj@dustyfuton.com.
That's correct.
And if you want to tell me how stupid he is for saying that, I'm Big John at dustyfuton.com.
He already knows. Don't humor him. But you can also get all the old previous episodes of the Dusty Futon on dustyfuton.com. And if you want to say something to us or just post something funny, hey, hit us up on our Facebook. Search the Dusty Futon, and also on Twitter.
Yeah, and we live tweet every Wednesday when the new episode is released, 4 p.m. Pacific time. So
if you're a DJ out there and you want to just basically throw some hate words my way, you can go ahead and do that.
Thankfully, we never actually got any hate mail or anything about that. We just had fun talking about it and sharing our opinions about the future of music, rock, pop, and EDM and all that jazz, and our opinions on whether or not it's music. It's funny because that argument seemed to carry through for the first 2 years of the Dusty Futon, with Tyler being the co-host. And eventually, I developed the Dusty Futon Producers Corner, which we had RJ Fax on as the first episode back in Season 5. We're going to be doing more of those episodes as we have people interested in talking about that topic and talking about being a producer or a lyricist or anything like that. So if you know anybody, email us at admin@dustyfuton.com. Or if you are a producer, hip-hop artist, and you create your own music, then hit me up, admin@dustyfuton.com. We got a place for you on the Dusty Futon. So anyway, moving forward, we're going to go ahead and talk to Eric Zane Idle of Trailer Park Rockstars. He was the second musical guest we had on the Dusty Futon, and he was a friend of mine. He still is a friend of mine who... he is the lead guitarist for this band called Trailer Park Rockstars. So we sit down and chat with him, and I believe we actually play a song or two from Trailer Park Rockstars and talk to him about the band and his music. Dusty Futon, Season 1, Episode 8.
Well, it's dirty and it's brown, it's a little undown, like I just got it out of and lost and found. Trying to test it, germ infested, stained by food, partially digested. Nobody can say what you find between the dirty couch gushers that have never been clean. Missing keys or American cheese, trapped to sit where the kiss will conceive. Pleasure to meet ya, we're happy to see ya in the Dusty Futon.
We've got Eric Zane Idle.
Eric Idle from Monty Python?
No, not that one. Hey,
It's right, just as cool.
Yeah, just as cool. Well, he doesn't look like him at all.
And half his age, too.
But this is Eric Zane Idle of Trailer Park Rockstars.
Welcome aboard the Dusty Futon.
Thank you very much.
How long you guys been around for?
Oh, a few years now. This current lineup was basically the start of the band, and then we had parted ways with the drummer for a little while and the bass player, and now they're both back. So, you know,
those are the two hardest musicians to find and replace in any band. I don't care who you are, what genre.
Well, actually, I noticed that interestingly enough that it doesn't seem like the bass player from that album was on your first album that you released.
He wasn't.
Ah.
No, and you could tell if he was there because he's a big guy.
Yeah, and there's only 3 people on the picture versus 4.
I played bass on that record.
Oh, wow. So you overdubbed the bass.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I tracked it.
Jack of all trades.
Oh, and also he has his own studio. You do your own mixes.
Correct. Yeah.
Did you mix the newest album?
Yep.
Ah,
that was
sounds
both
great.
those were done at the house.
I want to know where you got the legalese wording for the copyright disclaimer.
Yeah, I was going to note that.
That's what I wanted. I'm going to read this verbatim. It says, "Warning: all rights reserved. Unauthorized duplication is a violation of applicable laws and will get your ass kicked." I fucking love that.
Pretty straightforward.
That was like the first thing I noticed when you handed me these CDs and I started looking at them. I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
I got to hand that one to my drummer. He's the one that came up with that.
You know what? Drummers rule.
Yeah, and they say they are the smartest.
Yes, they are.
I still
Yes,
don't
we
believe
are.
that, but
Well, I will prove it to you one of these days.
all right, cool.
In the meantime, what is your biggest influence? Your personal biggest influence, Eric?
My biggest influences are all like classic rock. That's
Yeah.
Southern rock. I never even
I was just looking at the picture of all you guys on the back of this album, and I'm looking at this guy. I go, Vinnie Paul, Monkey from Korn, Ted fucking Nugent. Right there.
And just so you know, we're sitting with Ted Nugent.
Ted Nugent.
NRA forever.
That's right. So,
Yeah.
are you at all influenced by Ted Nugent?
oh hell yeah.
Yeah, that guy's. Yep, and he only tours during the summer. You won't see him anytime before. He's killing shit the rest of the year.
Speaking of touring,
Yes.
are you touring right now, Eric?
We're not touring right now. We were planning on trying to get out this summer, but we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Talking to a couple different bigger bands and seeing if we can't hop on something with somebody. So
No, and speaking of, you've toured with some big bands.
Yeah.
Like I remember you mentioned you toured with Tesla.
yeah,
Tesla.
Tell
Yeah.
us about that.
It was awesome. It was killer, man. Every night was sold out. You know, we played no less than 5,000 seat places. It was great.
Now, did you get a chance to go meet Jeff and everybody?
Oh yeah. We were on the road with them for 6-8 weeks. So
Wow.
yeah. The cool thing about those guys, they are absolutely the coolest people ever. I mean, they'd come on. A different one of them would come on our bus every night and just hang out with us
Wow.
and stuff. And yeah, they were super cool, and they really took care of us. It was awesome.
Wow, what an experience.
What are some other bigger influences that may have, as a band, not necessarily you, but that have helped develop your sound as a band, a Trailer Park Rockstar Band?
Man, that's tough. Everybody, we all kind of listen to different stuff. You know, the bass player's a lot more into metal and stuff like that. You know, he listens to a lot more of that than I do. You know, I listen to a lot more of, Leonard Skinner and Zeppelin and stuff like that. You know, so it's just, I guess it's just the different styles of everybody that comes together. You know.
Well, that makes sense because you kind of learn off of each other while you're playing.
Yes.
When you're in a band, you feed off of each other.
Yes.
And that brings me to another point. When you toured with Tesla and other bands that you have toured with extensively, either like for 6 to 8 weeks or if you've done a couple of months, do you find yourself picking up pieces of that band's music?
I think you're stupid if you don't. You know?
Well, I mean, you kind of want to because they're rich and famous for a reason.
You
But
can't argue with success.
yeah, exactly. But I'm saying when you get back after that and you start laying down new stuff, do you find that your newer music may have been influenced from the tour?
Absolutely, yeah. It's particularly Tesla. I learned a lot from those guys. You know, it was just really cool. I watched them every night.
Yeah.
Every night I went to the front of house and watched them.
That's smart.
I mean, they sold millions and millions of records for a reason. You know.
Exactly. I've actually found myself lately as a guitarist. I'm a budding guitarist. I watched you when Tyler was over here last week, and he was just jamming out. And I come in and I just sit down and watch him for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just like drooling, watching him. I'm like, keep going, man. Keep
Yeah,
going.
I like to wank by myself.
Well, you're pretty damn good guitarist. You don't give yourself enough credit. But
Yeah, I like to think so. You know, I mean, but I try and stay humble. It's tough.
Yeah.
Not just to start a band, but to start a band that's going to continue and maintain the band. Like, it's a really hard thing to do. And
that's
speaking
why
of,
I just play with myself.
yeah,
I'm
gross.
just- yeah.
Anyway, I'm trying to get that image from my head. Here we go. But that being said, how did you guys all get started? I mean, were you guys all friends growing up, or did you guys all kind of become like this Frankenstein baby with these miscellaneous parts assembled?
We've definitely been friends for a long time. Not necessarily growing up, but for a long time. And yeah, just the bass player and I had been in another band together for a while, and so when I ended up finding Dean, he came to my recording studio one time, which was the drummer, and he was like, listening to some of the stuff I was doing. He's like, we have to play together someday.
Yeah.
And we did.
It was destiny in the making.
Corey, we actually stole him basically from another band that I saw him at a local venue and saw him. I'm like, I'm going to do a band with
and
that
a
guy.
great move, I have to say, because he's got some great pipes. So I love talking about all this stuff because metal, like I said, gives me a Woody. But should we play a little snippet?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and play a little bit of the first of the track. It's the title track for your latest album that was released last year, 2014.
Yeah, end of last year.
Yeah, near the end of last year. So it's still fairly recent release. So if you like this. If you like what you're hearing when I click this button.
If you're not punching somebody in the face halfway through this opening riff, like, you're not listening loud enough.
As we walk on through the door and through the smoky room, I look around, all eyes on us, and we can feel the gloom. I see a lot of enemies.
This song
is
badass. Like it's
Just wait for it.
I know, but it grabs you
Right off the bat.
right away.
Everybody clear the road.
Here we go.
Our reputation is never a lie.
Makes me wish I still had my hair.
They call us troubled sons. What do you want me to say? Troubled.
So that's Troubled Sons. That's the title track for the album, Trailer Park Rockstars' Troubled Sons. Now, if you like what you just heard,
Check them out on iTunes.
go to iTunes right now. Pause me. There you go. Pause. Okay, thanks for coming back. So I'm glad you downloaded that album just now because that kicks ass. That song.
Thanks.
That's just
Thanks.
energetic. So who wrote the lyrics?
Corey.
Corey.
Yeah.
Does he write all your lyrics?
Yep. Primarily. I mean, there may be a few things thrown in from us here and there, but he primarily writes all the lyrics.
So what was the inspiration for Troubled Sons?
Lyrically,
Yes.
There sounds like there's a story behind it.
I think he's talking about me, to be honest with you.
From what I know about you, I have to say yes. But what about the music? Because there's some badass riffs on there.
It's man, every time I sit down with the guitar, I come up with something, and I just started logging it all for, when it comes time to do the recordings, I just start going through all the riffs I've got, and then we put songs together. That's it.
Right? It's not rocket science, but it comes together so beautifully.
A lot of heavy metal bands, especially lately, and they're most of them start off as cover bands or tribute bands.
Right.
Most of them, their albums sound the same, track to track. They start the same, they end the same. Most of their fills are the same.
Yeah.
Yours are not.
I try very hard to make them not.
And I love that. I respect you more as a musician for that, because that is how that track started. What's interesting to me is how this song starts.
So that.
Listen to that acoustic.
Straight out of the South. Or East County. One of the two.
Now, what's cool about this is you said Leonard Skinner earlier.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm picturing, Leonard Skinner. I'm picturing, just straight up Southern country rock, like you said.
Yeah.
The struggle never went away. Kept the pain on the inside. And you lived with it every day. I never saw the warning signs. Never thought you'd leave us behind.
I love that distorted slide.
Only seems like
Sounds so good.
yesterday. I guess the years just fade away. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. The memories never go away.
As a musician, I love that track right there because it just incorporated Southern rock with heavy metal rock. And
Yes.
it was beautifully done.
Well, thank you.
So your first album is harder.
To some degree, yeah.
Yeah, but this I haven't listened to the first album yet, which I'm going to later. But this album, the whole thing is you can cross genre, rock, country, anywhere you go. So
Certainly my hope, I'm trying to make it, trying to write stuff that is everybody wants to listen to. At some, to some degree,
Well, this album, Troubled Sun, certainly does that.
Now that we've heard you and we've heard more about you, where can we find you?
Facebook, Reverb Nation. You can stream everything off Reverb Nation. You can also do it from the Facebook page. There's a music tab on there, and you can link, and it goes to the Reverb Nation stuff. So.
Do you guys have your own website?
No, don't really see a need for it,
Yeah, it takes time to run a website. Speaking of websites, we have one.
We do. We still
actually
have one.
Yeah,
We decided that.
dustyfuton.com.
That's
Nice.
right. Yes, and we are also on Facebook as well.
Which we will, once we post this, I will post a link to your Facebook on here as well, and a link to iTunes to buy it.
Very cool.
Yes.
Because I want people to go out and buy these
Yeah.
CDs because
So
they're badass.
Me
While
too.
you're on iTunes downloading the latest episode of the Dusty Futon, also stop by and get the album Troubled Sons by Trailer Park Rockstar. It's
Definitely,
awesome.
definitely
Yes.
pick that up. And Eric, I want to thank you for coming out and
Thanks for having
taking
me.
the time to sit on the Dusty Futon. Hopefully, we can dust those jeans off as you walk away. Tyler's interested in doing that. He mentioned that before you did.
Dust is metal.
Dust-
More dust means more metal.
Well, there you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All righty. Well,
So, yes. Thank you for coming out, Eric. Really appreciate having you, Han.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
so as you can tell, this episode is very, very close to what we ended up having as our format. We didn't play the full songs entirely, and we only did 2 songs, but we did that in about a 10-minute span. So we kind of were figuring out what we wanted to do about halfway through the season, which is awesome. And we talked to Eric, who's just badass dude. Just a great to check out. If you get a chance, check out Trailer Park Rockstars. The music is awesome. It's good to listen to. It's good to rock out to. So it's really good listening back and remembering our conversation, him touring with Tesla and talking about the making of a band and what it takes to be a part of one. So again, we had a hard time getting a hold of guests. So this next episode, episode 9, we decided, I don't know why, I think it was something from when I was working at the radio station that I came across, and we decided to do it and switch it up on the podcast and see what it was like. So this episode is called Douche Questionnaire. This is episode 9, season 1 of the Dusty Futon.
Well, it's dirty and it's brown, it's a little undown, like I just got it out of been lost and found. Trying to test it, germ infested, stained by food, partially digested. Nobody can say what you find between the dirty couch gushers that have never been cleaned. Missing keys or American cheese, trying to sit where the kiss will conceive. Pleasure to meet ya, we're happy to see ya in the Dusty Futon.
All right. Welcome to the Dusty Futon. I'm Tyler.
I'm Big John.
And here we are.
With a burp. You tried to cover that up, but I got
partially digested beer in there.
You said you have something that you want to either share or
Yes.
get off your chest.
Well, kind of, yeah. In fact, I guess we're going to start this with a question, and I want you to be 100% honest.
I can do that.
Do you think I am a douche?
No. However, you do put off the douche vibe initially, but you are not a douche.
Okay.
You just have that douche. Like, I have the asshole vibe.
Okay.
Until I open my mouth and smile and sound all goofy and gay.
And then they're like, I love Big John.
Exactly.
Oh,
Then
my
it's
God,
like,
I love
oh
him.
my God, you're like a teddy bear. You should be in Hillcrest. Oh my God, look at you. No.
Okay. Now, let me turn that around.
Yes.
Do you think that you are a douche?
Yes.
You do think you are a douche.
Yes.
Okay.
And the reason I think that
You sound
is
pretty
'cause
confident.
I can be very selective in the people I talk to and hang out with and associate with, so it can come off.
That's true. Well, you can't be everybody's friend. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
No matter how friendly you are, there's somebody out there that's not going to like what you're all about.
And I'm almost black and white with it, to where I'll tell somebody to their face, no, sorry, no.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the reason I ask is because I just happened upon this list. I'm going to kind of read this down. It's things that people do that make them douchebags. And basically, as I go down this list, I want you to kind of say guilty or not guilty. You know?
Okay.
Is this something that you do or something
Did you
that
already
don't?
do this?
I kind of
Okay.
glaze through it real quick. But
All right.
let's go through it right now and see exactly how douchey either of us are. Number 1, you have frosted hair And you're not a member of a boy band from the 90s.
I don't, but I did at one point.
You did it once, so you have
I frosted the tips, yes.
I have to say I was guilty of that myself back
All right,
in the
so
day.
we're
Although I went straight blonde, like Dragon Ball Z, crazy spikes up in the air, and then it turned into frosted tips. So maybe, okay, we'll say I'm a half douche in that one.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
I got a full point on that one.
but if you're listening and you have frosted tips in
You're
your
a
hair,
douche.
go get that taken care of,
please.
douchebag.
Dye it back.
Awesome. Number 2, if it's dark outside and you're still wearing flashy sunglasses, you are a big-time douche, okay? Nobody cares what you look like, and I can't wait to see you run into a sliding glass door.
I've done that before.
No,
Both
running into
actually,
a
where the
sliding glass door or
sunglass-
the sunglasses?
Yeah, both.
Oh, my God. Okay, so okay, you're seeming pretty douchey already.
I
We're
told
2
you,
in.
I'm a douche.
That's true. Okay, at least you're an honest douche. That's good. Okay. Number 3, if you figured out which of your friends best represents the cast from Entourage, you are probably a douchebag. Now, I'm going to add one in here. If you like the show Entourage, you are probably a douchebag.
Thank goodness, because I've never even watched it. I have no interest.
Don't start. God,
No,
it's such. I mean,
no
it's
interest.
a waste of time. It's
It
just.
seems like a douchey show.
I tried watching it one time because I lost the remote control and I didn't want to get up and change the channel manually on my television. But I sat through it, and really, it's just a bunch of just hothead dudes who think they're the shit. You know, yeah, they're celebrities and stuff, but I mean, there's
I'm
really
gonna pull. Hold on, I'm going to pull a Family Guy reference.
Okay.
It insists upon itself.
Yes.
It
Absolutely.
insists. That honestly is enough.
Yeah, it's like it's the show that laughs at its own jokes.
Exactly.
It's just obnoxious. It's a pain in the ass. So
douchey Entourage. Moving on.
Okay, number 4. If you've ever gotten in a fist fight over a sporting event that you had nothing to do with,
I haven't, but I know 5 people I can count off the top of my head that have.
so you know a lot of douchebags.
Oh yeah, I live in East County.
That's true. There's a few of them out here.
Just
but
a few.
It's not quite the Jersey Shore.
No, but it's borderline. They don't.
Just a shade under Jersey Shore. Number 5. If you've ever given a waitress less of a tip because she wasn't attractive, holy cow, what is wrong with you, you douche?
Oh my God, that is like the worst douche move.
Yeah. Well, if you give less of a tip just because the girl is ugly, I'm not even going to say anything.
No, please don't.
All right. Number 6, if all of your Facebook profile photos are you with a drink in your hand, you are probably a douchebag, or you're probably an alcoholic. I mean, you're one of the two. Whether that makes you a douchebag, I don't know.
It makes you a douchebag. You spent way too many. 2 words for you: East County. Have you looked at any of the friends on my Facebook page?
No, I don't.
I think most of them. Well, they're all clampers too. So that's all they do is
okay.
take pictures of themselves with drinks and.
I try not to stalk people on Facebook. In fact, if you stalk people on Facebook, that also makes you a douchebag. That's going to go on the list as well.
That's a nerd douche
Yeah, or you're a girl.
or a nerd.
Just kidding. Number 7, if you are on your cell phone when a cashier is talking to you, that alone should be douchebag. But you act annoyed when they ask you a question.
Oh God, yeah. I'm going to echo your sentiment completely.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I'm in line, I turn my phone off. I may play a game until the register, but my phone, I'm not answering any calls.
That is excellent consumer etiquette.
Exactly, and everybody should be like that.
Yeah, and you know, if they are not like that, they probably have never worked behind a cash register and know the difficulty of just establishing communication between you and the consumer.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, excuse me. Could you just swipe the card in the pin pad? No, I can't do it up here. Pin pad. Thank you. Now, can you please, sir, excuse me, could you put your pin? No, I don't know your pin.
Yeah, no, please, sir, put that back in your pants. Okay.
Wow, you took that somewhere completely wrong.
I used to work at a 7-Eleven for
got
nearly
it.
10 years of my life, and I have
Got
seen next to everything
Got it.
that could happen behind those doors. So far, I'd say what? You've got about 3 or 4 of these out of 7?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think it was 3.
So you still
let's go with 3.
Okay.
So I still got a chance to be less douchey.
You still have a chance to redeem yourself
All right.
from douche baggage.
Let's move on.
All right. Number 8. If you wear your hat backwards or sideways,
Nope.
you are probably a douche. Now, have you
Straightforward
ever
brim.
used to?
I did like occasionally, but mostly it's out of ease. Like in the car, if I want to keep my hat on, I flip it around because it's a little bit easier from the sun visor. Or I don't know, just to keep. I've actually flipped my hat around on purpose to help block the sun from hitting my neck.
Yeah. Okay. So if there's a practical reason for you turning your hat around, like I used to have long hair and you have longish hair.
Now.
You want to keep a hat on to keep it from blowing around in your face because God, it's so annoying when you have the window down and it's just in your mouth.
And then you get those horrible knots, and you have to comb them all
Oh
out.
my God! Well, not if you condition, okay?
That's true.
true.
I
You
guess
have
I
to
need
use-
better conditioner.
Paul Mitchell all the way.
Okay.
Anyway,
So no douche.
we're starting to sound like gay douches now.
Well, that's
That actually brings us to our next number. It's kind of a good segue. Number 9. If your hand has touched another guy's hand while you were walking or sitting next to each other, and you claim the other guy is gay, that apparently makes you a douchebag.
You know, it does, because you're seeking, and I like the psychology behind that, because you think about it.
Yeah.
If you're that offended that you accidentally touched another man's hand, that you automatically assume that the other man is gay
And has
something
sexual-
for you,
Yes.
that is a total douche move. And I just blew the speakers out with that one.
It's all right. It's all right. Okay, we'll give you a minute to let the ringing clear from your ears. Okay, moving along. So yeah, if you ever touched a guy's hand and you think he is gay, I have a feeling it's probably because you're gay yourself and you're in complete denial of your sexuality.
I would go with that.
Yeah, going on. Okay, so if a guy touches your hand, he is not necessarily gay. If he touches your dick, he is either gay or your doctor. So, okay, moving along now.
That was a horrible joke. You're banned from telling jokes ever again.
Okay, all right. No
Moving
more jokes
on.
for Tyler. Moving along. Number 10. You're probably a douchebag if the top 3 buttons on your shirt are never buttoned. What are you trying to show off? You don't have cleavage. And if you do, why are you wearing a shirt with the buttons open? Or even a V-neck, for that matter. Like, this isn't Europe. And unless you're wearing that for your boyfriend, just take it off or button it up.
Please don't say take it off.
Nobody
If you've already got 3 buttons
Okay,
down, you might as well keep
just go
going.
the whole
Just
way.
Keep
Why
them
not?
going.
But
honestly, I know that person. I know that guy.
yeah,
But
I think everybody knows at least one of those guys.
exactly. Well, that's it for our douchebag questionnaire. So make sure you listen at Wednesday at 4 o'clock. We're going to be live tweeting at hashtag Dusty Futon or at Dusty Futon. Check us out on Facebook, The Dusty Futon, or go to www.dustyfuton.com. Feel free to shoot us an email, and we'll see you on Twitter. I really don't know what to say after that. I guess I'm a douche. I forgot about that. We had a blast going through that. I remember looking back at it now. It was pretty crazy. Thank you guys for joining in, hanging in with me this whole time, and listening to Season 1, Episodes 7 through 9. We will do more episodes of Season 1 next week, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Check us out on YouTube now, because we have Dusty Futon Remix episodes 1 and 2 up online on YouTube, so you can subscribe there instead if you don't want to go through the RSS feeds in a podcast search. But if you do want to and you follow podcasts, check us out on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and we're just about wherever else you can find podcasts at. So also go to BigJohnEntertainment.com and sign up for our newsletter so you can stay tuned on everything coming out for the Dusty Futon. And check us out on DustyFuton.com. If you know any musicians in the San Diego, LA, Phoenix, or Orange County area, or heck, even Flagstaff, Tucson, whatever, anywhere in those areas or near there, we want to get you on an episode of the podcast. So come on, give us a call, give us an email, check us out at DustyFuton.com, email us at admin@DustyFuton.com, and we will get you an episode right here on the Dusty Futon Season 6 starting April 4th of 2018. Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. Thanks you again for everything. Thank you to Backstage 360 for their contribution to this episode. And thank you again to Eric Zane Idol of Trailer Park Rockstars for being a part of the Dusty Futon. It was great chatting with him. And that's it. See you guys next week.